Hey everyone, welcome to This Week with Pastor Dan. As you can see, I'm out in nature, touching some grass, enjoying life outside. Also, you can see behind me, that'd be the Owl's Nest at Camp Bear Creek. So I was up here for the week and we were finishing up. I was the chaplain, so we are finishing up our week today. And what we talked about was being the church. And what does church look like? And where does it look like? And how does it look like? And the conclusion is that the church is not a building, right? We conflate that. We're going to church. So these kids from little to high school to counselors that are in college and in there discovering what it is to be the church. And maybe we should say that instead of I'm going to church, I'm going to go be the church. I'm going to continue to be the church. And it looks all sorts of different ways, different kinds of worship, different kinds of prayers, different kinds of ways to engage with God and scripture and relational. And that's what it came down to for me this week, is these relationships, how quickly we can build relationships with people we've never met before if we just try, if we just make a little bit of effort, and from the littlest ones to the biggest ones. So and how we do that, and how we lift each other up. And there's a couple moments I want to talk about. There was a young lady who, there's a zip line at Camp Bear Creek. It's a big one, actually. There's 3-sided climbing wall and 2 long zip line runs. And she was terrified. And that was the group I was spending the afternoon with, was at the climbing wall. And she said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And I said, I'm going to tell you this right now. You're going to regret it if you don't do it. You won't regret it if you do it. So we got a clip on zip line clip on for her, and I made her go up with me. And she's like, well, you go up first and I'll go. And I was like, absolutely not. You're going up in front of me, because I knew she was going to run away if I let her go after. And we got her to the top, and one of the counselors, he and I held her hand. He got her all hooked up. He was the one who's doing the zip line expert stuff, and he got her all hooked up to it. And really what it is you just kind of step off and you zip line, and it's super fun. And she's terrified. And the counselor, Ben, says, we can do hard things. And she's just squeezing my hand. I was like, and we can do them together. And so, but now you have to let go of my hand. And that moment of encouragement. And then afterwards, she was so grateful. She's like, I want to go do it again. It was so much fun. We didn't push her off. We didn't force her off. We just gently encouraged her to do that and lifted her up. And you may not know this about me, but I am relatively terrified of confined spaces. Not like an elevator, but like a cave, or squeezing my broad shoulders through things. And I don't do well with that. Well, one of the groups asked me to go caving with them. And I thought it was like, walk into the big cave and down the stairs whole thing. It wasn't. It was crawl on your belly to get through the small opening, to crawl on your hands and knees, to take a left and get back on your belly and through a smaller opening a little ways, to then get into a room and then kind of wander around the cave. And then there's a thing called the birth canal, which was a hard pass because I would have got stuck in it. But anyhow, I'm almost full-blown panic attack because I like change the channel when stuff like that's happening on TV. And the kids are like, Dan. And the one counselor's like, come on, you got it. You can do it. Once you just get in, it's really great and it's worth it. And I'm like, I can't do this. Well, I got in the cave. It was super fun. And then I end up running around the cave like a fool, exploring. All that to say, that's the church. That is the church, that we encourage and we love and we build up, and we get each other to do things we never thought we could, and we get each other to believe things and hold on to things, and then we do it for one another. And I'll just end with this. One of the stories we talked about was Moses is exhausted, and he's sending off Joshua to fight Amalek. And whenever Moses' arms are up, they succeed. And whenever his arms fall down, he becomes super tired and he can't continue on. So eventually Aaron and Hur hold his arms up so they win. Sometimes the church has to act as Aaron and Hur holding one another's arms up. I look forward to being back with you all, seeing you all, and then being the church together. Not just going to church, but let's be the church. May you all be blessed. Look forward to seeing you soon.